Hello, everyone. So, if my voice sounds a little weird, I'm still getting over being sick, and I just filmed a bunch of videos tonight, so my voice might be a little ragged, so I do apologize. But today we're going to be doing a mini cases video. We're going to be talking about three people: Andrae, Mark, and Myra. All the links that I used for research will be down below, like always. And let's go ahead and jump into this. So, we're going to start off with Andrae J. Davis. And he was a beloved dad of three. He was born July 28th, 1980. On the evening of August 17th, 2011, he returned home from a local park with his family. A short while later, a giant fight broke out in front of his apartment. He was not involved in the argument at all, and he didn't even know the men that were even fighting outside of the apartment. At some point, one of the men pulled out a gun and fired. Andrae was fatally shot by a stray bullet while looking through the peephole. So, can you just believe that? Like, you're just trying to see like what's going on with the fight, and then you're killed because someone had to pull out a gun. His case is still unsolved. If you have any information about the men that could have been fighting, you are urged to call Crime Stoppers 505-843-STOP. That's literally all the information that I was able to find on Andrae. Literally nothing else. So I do apologize. So there's very, very little on him. But next, we're going to move on to Mark Flemmonds. So Mark Sylvester Flemmonds was born December 31st, 1961. He is described as funny and friendly. At the time of his death, he was attending Speedway, Indiana High School and was a member of the band. His family was one of the few black families living in the area, and his parents were also Jehovah's Witnesses, and according to a friend living in the same apartment complex, he and his siblings rarely ventured outside of the Big Eagle apartments in their free time. On the night of his abduction, he was planning to walk home after his shift with a friend, Kirk Thompson, who was spending time at the Galaxy, which was a dance club nearby where he was working. So, Mark was working at the Burger Chef, and Kirk walked over to meet Mark around midnight. And the thing is, Mark wasn't originally scheduled to work November 17th, 1978, which is the night that his abduction occurred. But he agreed to fill in for someone who was not able to show up. So Kirk shows up to the Burger Chef, and he notices that there were a few cars in the lot. The back door was open, but he didn't see or hear anyone. He instead just went ahead and walked home alone. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, maybe he just thought everything was okay. If I walked onto that scene, I would think that is so weird. There's cars in the parking lot, the back door is open, but there's just nobody there. Like, you would have to think that's weird. I don't know. Kids, though. So, Mark and three other employees were abducted that night after closing. All four bodies would be found in a wooded area in Johnson County on November 19th, 1978. Mark died as a result of blunt force trauma and asphyxiation. He was 16 at the time that he died. Nobody has ever been caught for this crime, and so still to this day, it is unsolved. We don't know who did it. Unfortunately, I don't have a number for Mark Flemmonds, but that is his story. Moving on to Myra Lewis. So, at this time, Myra was only 2 when she disappeared in March of 2014. She had been playing in the front yard outside her home with her sister at about 10:30 to 11 a.m. Her mother, Erica, stepped out to go to the store thinking her husband was watching them. Gregory, the father, assumed that they went with Erica. So they eventually both realized later that Myra had vanished, and Gregory searched for her on his ATV, but there was no luck. They then contacted the Madison County Sheriff's Department and Madison PD and FBI. They searched and they came out with no results. Mississippi then issued what became the longest running Amber Alert in the state's history. Police said in a press conference that they believe that she's alive and in the area, but no one with credible tips or information have come forward. The family believes that she was abducted by a stranger from the yard of their home. As of March 2023, her case is still open. When she disappeared, she was 27 pounds and stood about 2 foot tall to 3 foot 1 inches. She had black hair and brown eyes, wore a white or khaki colored pants, a turquoise sweater with a beaver on the front, and pink tennis shoes. And I do have a photo of her on the screen and kind of an age progressed photo along with it of what they think she might look now. Unfortunately, I also don't have a phone number for her, uh, but she is associated with Madison Police Department, so I hope that helps in Mississippi. If you know anything, because that is one of the more recent cases. If you know anything about this little girl, or maybe you've seen her, definitely call in a tip, but only if it's credible. Those are the 3 people I wanted to talk to you about today, guys. I've said before that these are some of my favorite videos to make because even though they usually don't have a whole lot of information about them, they still deserve to be talked about. And I like being able to talk about more than one person at a time and getting their names out there so they're not forgotten and that their faces are out there and that their information is being generated, no matter how much or how little there is. And hopefully we can have justice brought for them. But thank you so much for listening to Andrae, Mark, and Myra's stories. I will see you guys very soon. Let me know your thoughts down below on what you think happened to each of these people, or who you think might have done it, or anything that stuck out to you. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye, guys.